production process we need to keep in mind. We can either go by comparing these two. If not, the best thing is you can describe the first process, the cement production, and after that you can move on to the concrete production in your next paragraph. So for an example, if we take, because there can be several versions to this kind of a question. Yes. So the version 1, you can always in your introductory paragraph, you can give an introduction and kind of an overview. That means your introduction must take direct itself from the question itself. For an example, the first diagram depicts the production of cement using various materials and machinery, while the second illustrates the production of concrete. Like that. This kind of a small introduction, because usually this type of a sentence will be coming in the question itself. Yes. So after that, you can give a kind of an overall overview, like we are giving with regard to a line graph. Here also we can give a kind of an overall idea, like overall, while cement requires 5 major steps, concrete can be produced with 2 major processes, something like that. So that should be the usual introductory paragraph. No need to spend time thinking what would be my first sentence. It should be directly taken from this question itself. In the second paragraph, we can talk about the production of cement. For an example, to make a batch of cement, usually it's considered as a batch of cement. A combination of 2/3 limestone and 1/3 clay is fed into a crusher that pulverizes the minerals into granules. That means they are crushing and making into a powder. That's what it means. So you need to have this kind of a small vocabulary. Actually, this crushing process is considered as pulverizing minerals, because actually the limestone and the clay are going through a crusher, and a powder comes, and the powder comes into this mixture like that, rotating heater. That what it's actually describes. In other words, with pulverizes the mineral into granules, like small pieces. The resulting powder is then mixed in a mixture and heated using a rotating heater. So these are you can directly taken from the question itself, mixed in a mixture, because they have mentioned them. It's in a mixture and a rotating heater. The heat is given here like that. You can take them directly from the question itself, with the heat source located below the pipeline. So usually these things are going through a pipeline. So these words should be kept in your head. Yes. The mixed and heated minerals are ground into a finer powder to produce cement, which is then packaged in bags. So actually that's whole process can be described in 2 or 3 sentences. So after that, in the second para, we are moving to the third para, where we are talking about the concrete process. So again, as you can see, it's again a simple process. The cement is added, the 15%, water 10%, sand 25%, and gravel 50%. And kind of put it into a concrete mixture. The arrowheads indicate that it is rotating. So hope you know what gravel means, the small granite stones that we are using to make concrete. To the third para, to produce concrete, 1/5 of cement, 1/10 of water, and a quarter of sand are mixed with half gravel. Hope you can understand how that percentage without actually taking those percentages. Mention its synonyms. The same thing like the 15% of cement, 10% of water, and rather than telling 25%, a quarter of sand are mixed with half gravels rather than taking directly 15, 10, 25, 15. They have been indicated in the mathematical calculations just to show that you have a kind of an idea about these percentages, but it is perfectly alright. You can mention 15% of cement mixed with 10% of water, like that. It is perfectly alright. When a quarter of sand are mixed with half gravel, which is essentially small stones in a concrete mixture. The mixture is thoroughly mixed to create concrete, which can be used in a wide range of construction applications. So that's it, because we are not going to write beyond it, not anything less, but everything in a kind of a summarized form. So if we can check the number of words, it consists of 159, which is perfectly alright. So that's kind of a version 1. Another thing, actually, there are another way of writing this kind of a answer. I just want to show you. So you can write something like this also. The two diagrams explain the production of cement and concrete. Overall, cement makes specialized machinery, while a rather straightforward and minimalist two-step procedure for creating concrete. The same diagram I am showing another way of writing it, which is also good for your knowledge. Cement production requires 5 distinct stages, each of which demands a significant amount of energy and resources. The first step involves crushing a combination of 2/3 limestone and 1/3 clay in a powerful crusher. The resulting granular mixture is then fed into a mixture. Feeding means in past tense, fed into a mixture, where it is heated with the aid of a rotating heater positioned below a pipeline. Once properly heated, the minerals are ground into a fine powder, yielding the vital building material known as cement, which is subsequently packed in durable bags for transportation and storage. Yes. On the other hand, concrete can be generated through a significantly simpler procedure, necessitating only 2 essential stages. First, 1/50 of cement, a tenth of water, and a quarter of sand are carefully blended together, after which half gravel composed of small stones is added to the mixture. The resulting mixture is then extensively mixed in a concrete mixture to create a durable and versatile material that finds widespread application in a range of construction projects, from buildings to roads and bridges. But this kind of a thing can be extra work. One of a good answer, I selected this mainly because this kind of an answer ranges from 8.5 to 9 bandwidth. They will be sending 2 pie charts, then we can easily compare 1995 comparison of energy production, 1995 and 2005. So it will be given in percentage like this in a pie chart. So the same theories we are going to apply. From the question itself, we are introducing our introductory part, like The pie charts illustrate the different energy sources used in France between 1995 and 2005. Only if it says the country is France, but actually in this pie charts question, it mentioned that this has been the France. That's why it says France. Yes, the overall we are talking about the largest proportion, or what is significantly we can see. The overall coal remained the dominant energy source throughout the period, while other sources had a much smaller contribution. So very much like to the other line graphs, diagrams, our introductory para should be something like this. You quickly take from the question the first sentence. After that, you give an overview comparing these two pie charts. So here we are talking about in percentages. So we are using certain words like this. Remain the dominant energy source or the major energy source throughout the period, like that would be an ideal introduction for this kind of a thing, more like the line graph, pie charts and the diagrams. After that, we can start with from the 1995, or we can compare and go. So in this answer, look at how it has been created. In 1995, coal accounted for the largest proportion of energy consumption. So here, as you can see, we are going by the sizes, the largest, the second largest, third largest, like that, because that's how we are dealing with the pie chart. So in the second paragraph, we can go on by the statistics also. Coal accounted for the largest proportion of energy consumption at 29.80. You can mention it like this. Yes, specifically for electricity production. On the other hand, other energy sources only made up of 4.90 of the total. That means the smallest one, 4.90, is the other. So hope you can understand. First, we are talking about the largest proportion and indicating what is the smallest one. That's how we are usually dealing with this kind of a pie chart. And gas and petrol had similar market shares in 1995 with 29.63 and 29.27 respectively. Nuclear energy played a minor role, providing around 6.40 of the total energy. So we are just going on describing according to the sizes in the second para. And after that, in the third paragraph, you can talk about a comparison with regard to the 2005. When comparing the 2 years, coal's share experienced a significant increase. Now, since we can understand by 29.80 and 39, we can use the language that we used in the line graphs, which are very much similar to the language that we used in describing line graph for the bar charts. Significant increase from 29.83 in 1995 to a peak of 30.93 in 2005, before dropping to 0.62 in the same. Meanwhile, petrol's market share decreased considerably to 19.55 in 2005. Nuclear energy, on the other hand, saw a substantial growth, reaching 10.10 in 2005. Alternative energy sources also experienced some growth, but their proportion in 2005 was still less than double that of 1995. So the primary aim of the third para is you do a comparison. You compare the figures that you found in the 1995. Yes, finally, we can give a good concluding sentence to this. Something like this. In conclusion, we can see that this one, what was the largest one? Yes, coal remained as the largest one. You can see that coal remained largest energy source. In France, something like this. Only one sentence concluding the ideas. Or are any other significant things that you can talk about? You can mention it like the gas has also increased, petrol has actually decreased, so there's no such a significant thing from those areas. What is significant is coal remained as the largest energy production.